Okay, this is a great question. How do you keep consistent and not just giving up? So this is an excellent question. Okay, so full disclosure right now, this is day 54 of the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 personal challenge project. So how do I keep consistent and not just give up? So there are lots of different things that are going on right now. So just to let you know, I'm entering block 3. So I've done 200 pull-ups so far, and I'm going to answer this question while doing the pull-ups. Okay. So I'm going to break it down into two different parts. So you've got the mental side, the mindset, and you've got the physical side. So for the mental side of it, the mindset focus, how I do that is I connect myself to the big why, which is why I'm actually doing the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023. So I remind myself of that why, and I answer that question in previous videos. It's very important to understand why you are doing that thing that you're doing. It's really important for me because that's a foundation. I'm connected to that foundation. So if, for example, I'm taking this challenge, 100,000 pull-ups, it's a big physical and mental audacious challenge, and it's also a charity fundraiser. So when breaking down the 100,000 pull-ups, I don't think about the 100,000 pull-ups as the number, because it blows your mind. It's too audacious a number to think of. So when I'm doing the pull-ups, I focus on one pull-up at a time, because it's really important to me on the precision of the pull-up. So I'm covering off the physical and the mental here. So physically, I've got to be in shape. I've got to be able to perform the pull-ups. So this is rest patterns, quality rest, sleep patterns, nutrition, hydration, meditation, breath work, breathing, conditioning. There are so many different things that are going on the physical side. So like talking to you now while I'm doing the pull-ups, there are so many things that I'm focusing on right now, but I have to make sure that I perform each pull-up with precision. So the bar that I'm using right now, I'm familiar with the bar, so there's no surprises there. The chalk that I'm using, I'm familiar with the chalk. The width of the bar, how I place my hand, the weight belt that I'm using, the weights that I'm using, the environment that I'm in right now, all of these things are known knowns, so I'm aware of them. So that keeps things constant on that side of things. In terms of the mental side of it, the mindset, so this is a big thing. I get asked a lot about this. First of all, I'm connected to the why I'm doing the challenge. Most important thing. But I use lots of different processes. So right now, as I'm talking to you, you'll notice that I've got a device here and I'm keeping a record of things. So I've got a stopwatch timer, so I don't have to think about the time in between sets. I make a note of how many pull-ups I've done, so it doesn't stay in here. Keeps the mind clear. When I'm focused on the pull-up, I focus on my breathing. Breathing is a big part. It's a big part. It keeps me connected to myself. This is very spiritual. When you're doing a solo pursuit, such as a challenge like this, there's nobody else around here that is saying, "Come on, Phil." There's no external motivational talk. This is purely coming from myself. So in this moment, when I'm doing the pull-ups, I am focusing on my breath. I'm focusing on the breathing. I'm being present in the now. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm not getting caught up in my mind with my thoughts. I'm not distracting myself mentally. It's very, very important that. It's very, very important. If at any point I think I've only done 200 pull-ups now. I've got another 300 to go. That can conjure up lots of different thoughts. It can start to make me think about, will I do it? Have I drunk enough water? The mind, it's hard to manage those thoughts going everywhere. So I don't think about those things. I focus on my breath. Focus on my breath. And that is something that I do that helps me in that moment. The consistency comes also from focus and reflection. So the focus, when I get up for the day and I say to myself, right, I'm going to do the pull-ups today, before I've even stepped foot in the training facility, the workout is already laid out for me. That is all ready to go, so I don't have to think about that. So that is preparation. Hydration, all of those things I'm prepared for getting to the bar. Reflection post, that helps me keep the consistency as well, because it reminds me of the journey. So day ones, I talk about day ones a lot. Day ones are so exciting. Day ones, it's the first day of doing that thing. And once you've done day one, and you're on day two, you can reflect back and say, well, I've done that thing now. How was it? How did I feel? Did it work well? Did I enjoy it? What didn't work well? What should I change? Why do I need to change that? Practice, patience, and persistence. These are three fundamental things that keep me consistent. So I'm not giving up, so I can continue on the journey. All of these things that I'm talking to you about right now make up the whole pie. These are all little ingredients, if you will, that make up that beautiful, delicious pie. That is me doing that thing that you see me doing right now. But there are a lot of things that go into that. So if I had to share and break it down to keep it simple, I would say, how do I keep consistent and not just give up? One, understand why I'm actually doing the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023. I've done previous videos on that, so understand that why. That will always mentally connect me to why I'm doing that thing. Next, when I'm actually doing the pull-ups, focus on my breath, on my breathing. This will zone out any distractions, so I'm keeping connected and present in that moment. I'm not thinking about what somebody else is doing. I'm not thinking about, is that person watching me? I'm not thinking about anything like that, because this is me versus me. And that's really important when embarking on a personal challenge project where it's a solo pursuit. There isn't anybody else there for that external motivation, so it has to come. That self-motivation has to come from within. Okay, it's an immense question. I hope that I've answered this question. Please keep the questions coming through. Thank you so much, and stay with me on this journey. Okay, have an amazing day. Take care.